Okay, so let's have the discussion. So after talking about the overview, the scope, okay, and then having all of the things to talk about, to understand the concept, I believe by this time is you already were able to grasp the idea. You could already imagine what we're talking about. Okay, so now let's look into the historical overview of special education and inclusion. So please expect that you'll be encountering policies, laws, and etc. for this. Okay, so let's start. So in the American setting, if we're talking about special education and inclusion, in 1975, there was already the passage of Public Law 94142. So that is the Education for All Handicapped Children Act. So as early as 1975, they were already having this law that would ensure that all children tagged as handicapped will get the educational services. So US has had laws in place that mandate educational services for children of school age na may disabilities. So that means if the child has disabilities, as long as the child is in school age already, there's a mandate about the educational services that he or she can avail or she is entitled to. Okay? By 1986, of course, this eventually extended to include the preschool age. So, moving beyond the concept of school age, in-encourage na rin ang preschool age children to develop comprehensive services for infants from birth to age 3. So, even as early as preschool age, they already have the services, okay? And this to consider is 1986. By 1990, the 1975 law was further amended. The name was changed to Individuals with Disabilities Education Act or IDEA, which replaced the term handicapped children. So if napansin niyo dito, ang sabi is Handicapped Children Act. If you remember what we talked about last time, we have the person first phrase, okay? So individuals with disabilities. This is a small change with a very big impact. So of course, we cannot expect that people would automatically understand or realize na, oy, hindi ko pala dapat inuuna yung disability. Of course, development would come afterwards. Okay? So this time, by 1990, we had the replacement of the term handicapped children to person first phrase. So hence, hindi na siya handicapped children, individuals with disabilities na. Okay? So we have the PFT or the person first terminology, which places the person ahead of the disability, which serves as a reminder that a disability is only one characteristic of a person. So let's say the person has autism, okay, we don't say autistic person, but person with autism. Kasi the person per se has numerous characteristics aside from being a person with autism. Kasi yung inuna mo siya. We had our example for that if you remember. Okay? And then to follow, we have Public Law 102-119. This required infants and toddlers to have services delivered in normalized settings. So to the maximum extent appropriate, young children with disabilities were to be served in natural environments. So when we say natural environments, ito yung mga places where children without disabilities, the typically developing children, are participating. Okay? So whether it's in home, community early care, and educational setting where children without disabilities, they're all navigating along with infants and toddlers with special needs. So yun yung Public Law 102-119. So to the maximum extent appropriate. Okay? So this law eventually extended the requirement of placement in the least restrictive environment to young children. So least restrictive environment, children with disabilities must be educated alongside with children who do not have identified disabilities. Kasi ang concept is least restrictive. Kumbaga, least is pinakamaliit, yung pinakamababa na restrictions possible. So, kumbaga, we try our best to be inclusive, okay? Placement in general education classroom must be considered first with appropriate support services before considering a segregated special education classroom. So here, um, before the student is placed in the general education classroom, dapat merong appropriate support services, okay? And we don't, again, before we give those students the space in segregated special classroom, we want them to be considered in general education classroom first. Kasi the more na sinesegregate, the more na hindi naging inclusive. And again, as we've mentioned earlier, yung benefit ng pag-include ng mga students with special needs sa isang regular classroom would benefit both, okay? Benefit the person with disability and those who are typically developing because they get to interact and they know the dynamics, hence making things more welcoming, more inclusive, okay? So we also have Public Law 108446, which is the IDEIA or IDEA, okay? This time it's improved, okay? The improved version, Individuals with Disabilities Education Improvement Act. So young children would receive services without requiring specific diagnosis than developmentally delayed. So hindi na natin kailangan antayin yung specific na diagnosis for them to receive the services. So the children will progress enough through early intervention services. This is very important kasi if the children, if students will get early intervention, the earliest possible time, okay, the more that a more specific diagnosis can be avoided or delayed at mas makakapag-catch up siya sa mga typically developing kasi kumbaga naagapan or natulungan siya agad. Okay? So, yes, we would say that it's really there. There are special needs, but if intervention is given the earliest possible time, the child would more likely be able to catch up. Okay? Or the least is mabawasan yung delay. Okay? Are you clear? Okay, sige. We also have ADA or ADA, American with Disabilities Act. This ensures or assures reasonable accommodations for all individuals with disabilities. So this would require child care centers provided by the government not discriminating against people with disability just because they have disabilities. So through ADA, everybody is expected to accommodate individuals with disabilities. Hindi porket may disability siya, ibig sabihin hindi na siya pagsisilbihan or that they would be discriminated. But of course, we know that by this time, kung meron mang cases na ganyan, very isolated na lang. But in the past, of course, the context is different. Okay? So through ADA, ADA, American with Disabilities Act, this gives the mandate that there should be reasonable accommodations for all individuals. Okay? So let's look at countries supporting inclusive and special education. So the moment that I mentioned the country already, that means you would have to find another one. Okay? So first is Ethiopia. So for Ethiopia, the UN Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities was ratified in 2006. So here, they recognize the right of persons with disabilities for availing inclusive education at all levels of the educational system. So sa kanila, there's the ratification of the UN Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities as early as 2006. Okay? Actually, it's not that early. We have to look into the earlier laws of Ethiopia, but so far as the content of the slides indicate, sa kanila is 2006 in terms of inclusive education. But of course, they definitely have other laws already for persons with disabilities. But then if we're talking about inclusive education in all levels, it was passed ng 2006. Okay? So, this would enhance the recipient's quality of life. So this would help them become independent, productive citizens to begin with. And then, dahil nga independent sila and they're productive, they get to have the sense of dignity and self-worth. Okay? So this will aid all children to meet their potential. Okay? And it would help them in learning. So ganun ka-importante yung ganung klaseng inclusivity. Kasi if the recipients get that quality of life, they get to be independent, they get to be productive citizens. So if they are inclusive in terms of education, we could say that work could follow, and then if they have work, they have their role in the society, in their community, nagkakaroon ng self-worth at saka ng self-dignity. We talked about this, but I would like to emphasize on that. Iba kasi yung feeling that you could earn, you have your role in a group. Di ba kahit sa simpleng group work, if you're not doing anything, unless isa ka sa mga barbells, if you feel like you're not contributing anything, it's bothersome. Parang, hala, ba't wala akong ginagawa? Hala, ba't wala akong role? So there's the feeling of worry, okay? Na bakit ganun, na parang wala akong value, wala akong role. Something like that, okay? So that's for Ethiopia. Let's have Singapore. For Singapore, na-ratify ang Convention for the Rights of Persons with Disabilities in 2013. Okay? And there was the Marrakesh Treaty to facilitate access to published works for persons who are blind, visually impaired, or otherwise print disabled in 2015. So, nagkaroon sila ng Marrakesh Treaty. This time, they're addressing access to published work sa mga hindi capable makapagbasa ng print. Okay? So, Singapore education provision for children with special education needs is twofold. So, first is students with the cognitive abilities and adaptive skills to access national curriculum and learn in large group settings. So, we have large group settings, receive education in mainstream schools. Okay? So, yung kaya, capable with cognitive, adaptive skills, they learn in mainstream schools. For students na merong moderate to profound visual impairment and hearing loss, may mga special resources available and specifically trained teachers. There are trained teachers. It's very difficult for someone to like teach in a class with students with hearing impairment, lalo kung hindi ka talaga trained to do sign language, okay? So, meron silang 7 mainstream schools na merong mga trained teachers to cater to both visually and hearing impaired, okay? So, more than 80% of the students with special education needs access their learning in inclusive classrooms. Okay? That's how inclusive they are, which can be found in all mainstream schools. Okay? So 80% daw is nakaka-access, okay, ng education. Okay? So when we say mainstream schools, these are regular schools na nasa general education system na nag-a-accommodate ng students with special needs. So, mainstream ang tawag doon. It's not just a regular classroom, okay? It's a gen ed school that accepts students with or without special ed. Okay? Parang ano, kumbaga siya, the idea here is you include students with disabilities or even without disabilities. Kumbaga, it's open, kaya nga mainstream. Okay? So currently, up to 20% of the students requiring more specialized and intensive support are educated in government-funded special education schools. So, yung hindi talaga kaya, yung kailangan talaga ng mas tutok, okay, we have SPED schools funded by the government. So, as of when the time this presentation was created, there are 19 SPED schools run by 12 social service agencies with decades of experience. So, ibig sabihin, hindi lang kung sino. Kumbaga, they're really experienced people in terms of giving specialized support for students with specific disabilities. So, specific pa, okay? We already specifically know kung ano yung mga disabilities nila. So, that's how specialized they are in terms of giving training and giving what is needed for the students with disabilities, okay? So moving forward, okay, this time we have Canada, okay? In 2012, the Supreme Court of Canada handed down the landmark decision on disability rights. So we have the Moore case. This states that students with disabilities are entitled, allow me to underscore on the term entitled, to receive the accommodation measures they need to access and benefit from the service of public education. Okay? So entitled sila to receive accommodation measures from the service of public education. And this is for Canada ha. So in this regard, sabi ng court that adequate special education, okay, is not a dispensable luxury. Okay, it's not a luxury. Okay, that such measures, if I may ask people to like put your mics on mute, okay, kasi may isang naka-unmute. The ramp, this serves as the ramp that provides access to statutory commitment to education made to all children in British Columbia. All children. So hindi siya luxury. Okay? This measure serves as the ramp that would give access. So everybody has to access. It's not optional. It's not something luxurious. Okay? Ganun ang standpoint ni Canada. Okay? On the other hand, when we talk about India naman, here is India. The Kasari Commission, 1964, recommended for sending the CWSN in the mainstream school. So as early as 1964, they are already accommodating CWSN sa mga mainstream schools already. Through Integrated Education of Disabled Child Scheme, so the IEDC, the government of India made an attempt for integrated education in 1974. Although hindi nila ginamit ang term na inclusive, they have the idea of integrated education, which at some point is still the same idea here. Okay? So thus, ano meron? The rights of children between ages 6 to 14 for education were ensured. So the IEDC scheme was designed to promote the integration of students with mild to moderate disabilities. Mild to moderate, pasok siya sa regular schools. Pag mild to moderate, okay? So yung rights nila were ensured to education, okay? So it's stressed that for the retention of CWSN in the regular school system, okay, the National Policy on Education continued the spirit of IEDC, okay, and stated that, again, yung may mga mild disabilities should be included in the mainstream classroom, okay? So we also have IEDSS, the Scheme of Inclusive Education for Disabled at Secondary Stage. So this was launched in 2009 to 2010 through the government of India. So that means all students with disability for completing secondary schooling, so classes 9 to 12, this was actually launched in an inclusive environment. So ito yung nag-replace. Si IEDSS replaced the IEDC scheme. Ito yung IEDC, diba? If you remember IEDC, the Integrated Education of Disabled Child. Naging siyang IEDSS. Okay? So, actually, it ends there. Okay? I'll be waiting for your presentations. So, you cannot cover India anymore. You cannot cover Canada. You cannot cover Singapore and Ethiopia, as well as United States. So, there are other countries that you could possibly think of. So, I'll be waiting for the videos that you would be submitting through your GC so that I could give you grades for that. So I would consider there the presentation, dapat maximum of 3 slides lang. I would also consider the presentation technique and then, of course, the content. Okay? So, are we clear? Florida, a moment.